Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today is just going to be a quick video on how I transform an old window into this spooky skull mirror. I actually started this project with a smaller window, but then I decided I wanted something larger for above my fireplace. So you might see throughout the video that I'm switching between a smaller window and a larger window, but the process is exactly the same. To start, I'm using a combination of water and vinegar, and I'm just spritzing it all over the entire window. I also want to mention, if you don't have an old window, you can use a glass picture frame as well. So I'm using mirror effect spray, and I'm just spraying it all over the window while it's still wet. For the next step, I'm just taking a paper towel and lightly blotching some of the larger watermarks. This step does not have to be perfect. We're going for perfectly imperfect here. If you feel like you took off too much mirror effect, just spray some more. Once that mirror effect is dried completely, I'm going over it with black spray paint. I'm using semi-gloss here because that's what I had, but flat or super glossy would work too. Okay, so here's the completed mirror. I painted the edges off camera in black. I bought these bag of bones at the 99-cent store. Actually, they're really good quality. I think I used 2 bags for the large mirror. Now you are going to need an electric knife for this step. I cut the skulls in half so they could lay flat on the mirror. I tried using a regular serrated knife and it did not work. For this step, I'm using black chalk paint to fill in some of the skull details. Like the eye sockets, I'm just darkening them up a little bit. So I just take my time here and add black shading where I feel it needs it inside the skull crevices to make it more realistic looking. Chalk paint will wash off if you don't seal it. I sprayed this with the clear sealer by Rust-Oleum. Once I'm satisfied with the arrangement of my skull parts on the mirror, I glue them down with E6000 glue. E6000 I have found is the best glue for gluing objects to glass or mirror. Hot glue will eventually flake off. However, I do use hot glue for attaching the moss, which is the final step. I am using a combination of green moss and Spanish moss, and I'm applying a liberal amount of moss to the top of the skull heads to cover the area where we cut the skull in half. Last tip I have for you is before gluing down the skull arm, glue some moss down to the mirror first. For the first mirror I glued the arm before attaching the moss, and I couldn't get the moss underneath the hand. That's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen my Witchy Halloween Decorate With Me video, I will link it below.